All right, we are back with another Pick'em video, and today we have another 8-game slate, so definitely some value out there. We're going to talk about a ton of plays in this one, and really like what I'm seeing. I've switched up my strategy just a little bit, really focusing on matchups. That's really my bread and butter. That's what I did before I had all these tools, before I had YouTube, and I think that's where you can really find some value, especially when the hit rate makes a little bit sense when you dig into it, and the market value is leaning the same way. That's, I think, where the sweet spot is. So it's definitely a turn of events happening in November. Our hit rate, individual plays have been really good the past few days. I'm just going to kind of try to ride this out. I think we're on a 10-3 run over the past 2 video picks. So really liking what I'm seeing today, and hopefully make you or find you guys some winners in this one. But if you're new around here, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Leave the video a like, comment something down below, and let's go over the video picks from yesterday and then jump into the board. All right, so jumping into the desktop screen here, this was the play I gave out yesterday. Donovan Mitchell and Jason Tatum, that combo line. What a fun game yesterday. Celtics end up edging them out. It was a huge comeback by the Cavs there. Garland kind of stank it up too. We're going to talk about him today in a bounce back spot. But yeah, easy one there. Great game overall. And hopefully we find these guys in the playoffs later in the year. Miles Bridges also crushed his line, 16.5 points. I'm not sure where that came back up, but when we went to it, only showing the Goblin and the Demon. So hopefully you guys took advantage of that. Even if it went to 17, you cashed down on that. He had 21. Ben Simmons, literally we talked about, 15,000 people on that play. Was looking really good, and I knew he was going to sell us. It was kind of like Trey Lyles. You just had to go to it because it had so much value on it. But of course, Ben Simmons sells this one. Only 5 assists on the hook on the 5.5 line there. Colin Sexton over his 18.5 points and assists. He crushed that easily as well. 23 points over there. And then AD comes up short on the 29-point line. He got hit in the junk not early in the game, later in that game, I think third quarter. So he missed out on a few minutes, unfortunately, because I think he could have get there. The game ended up being pretty close. The Jazz came back a little bit, probably because Anthony Davis went to the locker room for a bit. But yeah, I think if he gets the few extra minutes there when he was back in the locker room, he could have cashed that for us. But again, good reads overall. I like to see that. Ben Simmons definitely had a few opportunities to get over that assist line. It is unfortunate that he doesn't play like the last 3 minutes because he can't shoot free throws, so they don't keep him on the floor. And that was a close game, so that's why he only sees 24, 25 minutes every single night. But yeah, really good reads. Going to try to replicate this again for today. And wanted to point out, AD, if you took him on Betr, he had a discount line on Betr. Betr has discounts every single day. He was one of the lines that was looking really good. He did creep over that discount over there, but of course, John Collins comes just short for us on our Betr slip. So if you're new to Betr, if you don't know what Betr it is, we're going to talk about some of the sponsors of the channel, but this is one of them I play every single day, and they have discounts every day. They got really soft lines like I talk about all the time. Use code RichPicks when signing up. 100% deposit match up to $200, and you get a free month of my Discord community. I'm really trying to grow the Discord community. I throw free months out like it's candy, and I really just want you guys to sign up for these codes. You never really have to pay for the Discord community. But yeah, plenty of different ways to get in for free. Like also PrizePicks. If you're not on PrizePicks, use code RichPicks when signing up. Same code for both these ones. And again, free month when you do so. $50 loaded into your account for PrizePicks. All you gotta do is bet $5 using my code, and you're gonna get that $50. All right, so jumping into the PrizePicks board here, we're gonna start off with an under, and it's gonna be Jeremy Grant at 17.5 points. It just disappeared, but it's right here. Yeah, 17.5 points doesn't sound like a whole bunch for a guy like Jeremy Grant. We know he can get over this number, but again, really focusing on the matchup here, going up against the Thunder, who have really no center right now. All their centers are injured. Hartenstein's injured. Obviously, Chet Holmgren's injured, but that doesn't matter. They're still a really good defensive team. All their guards can play defense, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to be this the tallest guy in the lineup for him, which I don't think bode well for a guy like Jeremy Grant. The guy, they can throw many guys at him. Caruso, they can throw Dort at him. J-Dub, they could throw Shai at him. They could throw a bunch of different guys. Grant isn't some huge power forward, but he does slot into that power forward position, which we've seen the Thunder really guard well. So let's take a look at his hit rate for the entire year. 57% of games he has stayed under this. Obviously, we know Jeremy Grant is a solid player in this league. He can score. He's had 34-point game, 28-point game. He's had multiple 20-point games here, but he has stayed under more times than not this season. In the last 2 games, he's really stank it up. In those games without Ayton, you can kind of see Portland say, hey, let's start running our younger guys here. Jeremy Grant's not going to be a long-term guy on our team. I don't think Ayton's going to be a long-term guy on their team. So with the 2 games, or I guess they played 3 games without Ayton, he did have 21, but the past 2 ones, 8 and 8, didn't shoot very well. His minutes have actually dropped off a decent amount too, even though that was a close game against Atlanta. So Jeremy Grant, one of the older players on this team, bad matchup for him going against OKC. You can see overall second ranked, 103.9 points to be had. They're a great defense. That's why they're one of the best teams in the league. And then to that power forward position specifically, they've been very good, only allowing 18.6 total points to power forward. So I don't think Jeremy Grant's in a great spot here. You also point out the fact that he is away. He stayed under in 67% of away games too, 4 of 7 games. So I do like to see that as well. And yeah, they're huge underdogs in this one too, 11.5. If they go out and lose by that, he's also gone under this in 4 of 6 games. So I like Jeremy Grant here from what I'm seeing hit rate wise, matchup wise, and market value wise. This is DG Fantasy. It's going to show us market value across a bunch of different sports books very, very easily. I can go in here, say I'm on PrizePicks, look up Jeremy Grant, and they're saying, yeah, his best line right now is looking at the under on points. 52.14% chance to hit. Why is that? All these books that have them at 17.5, they're juiced on the under. They're going to pay you less money if you take the under on a sports book for Jeremy Grant at 17.5 points because they think it's more likely to happen. And really, I like to see minus 133 at Pinnacle, one of the sharpest sports books out there. They really, really favored the under on this one. Another view to do this is on Odds Jam Sportsbook stream. You can see minus 124 on the under is the average, minus 110 on the over. So sportsbooks definitely favoring the under here as well. So Jeremy Grant, really think in a good position to go on the under. Matchup checking out really well. Hit rates looking pretty good, especially considering games they've lost by a whole bunch, away games, all these things kind of playing into that, and the fact that they're kind of in this youth movement. Really, really like what I'm seeing here. So he's going to be the first play of game, or I always say that, first play of the day. He's going to be the under here for us. Then next up, I'm going to another under here. It's going to be Tyrese Halliburton under his first half PRA at 16.5. You could go to a full game here. You could look at his points at 18. You could look at his points and assists at the 27.5, I think it is. There's just not a ton of market value on Tyrese Halliburton's unders right now over on PrizePicks, but I do like to see his first half PRA. Really, really good hit rate, and we're going to talk about Houston being the best probably team in the league at avoiding assists and avoiding points this year. Their defense is legit. With Ime Udoka running the show over there. But I do want to point out Outlier. Also, I didn't mention this before, but you can check out the links in the description for any sort of discount or free trial of any sorts for any of these tools or platforms that I'm using. Outlier gives out a free week. If you use my code too, just let me know. I'll give you a free week into the Discord as well. But you can see all this different stuff. Outlier is awesome. 79% of games on the under for 16.5 first half PRA. First half points, all these first half things looking really, really good for Halliburton's under. And then again, for his points and assists, maybe his points, still 64% of games he's been under that. Obviously a little bit of injury news to talk about for the Pacers. But yeah, I think I'm riding with the first half play. So let's take a look at that. So first of all, they are away, but 79% hit rate already for the entire season. It's only averaging 12.43 on a 16.5 line. Yes, they're dealing with some injuries, but even with Aaron Nesmith out, still under in 75% of games. With Nembhard out, 71% of games. I think Miles Turner is going to go ahead and play, so that would be the one that I would kind of be looking at. But even with Miles Turner not playing, he still stayed under in 2 of 2 games. So I really like the spot for him. You see points allowed, third. Assists allowed, first rank for Houston. So that's where he's going to do most of his damage in terms of PRAs. I don't expect him to go out and get 10 rebounds in the first half. So really liking this matchup here, and the hit rate in this first half play looking really good. I can't look at market value specifically for first half just because not a lot of whole books have first half plays, but they're away, and away games, 88% of games he stayed on the under. They're also potentially going to lose this game in games they've lost by 6.5 more points, 4 or 5 games on the under. A lot of these very, very under. So really liking Halliburton here. Can't show you much market value, but I do want to point out, again, his points is the favorite under here. I'm not going to look at his rebounds. I just want to include his points and assists in some way just because Houston doesn't allow that. Points on the under, 51.6 or 26% chance, and then points and assists, 27.5, 50.99. So there's a little bit of market value there, but again, I'm riding with that first half play. So 2 unders to start us off, 2 players that are definitely capable of going over this, but I'm playing into that matchup, and they both have really tough ones today. All right, so moving into some more fun plays, some overs here. This freaks me out a little bit because this just randomly popped up. Why is PrizePicks giving us a random Steph Curry discount at 21.5? Is this his birthday or something? I'm not sure, but I'm riding with the 26 points. Obviously, take the discount here if you can. But yeah, 26 points for Curry going up against Atlanta, looking really, really good in terms of matchup. Now, the hit rate doesn't look good. 3 of 10 games he's gone over this, so that's not great. More recently, he's been going over, and you can see his minutes. Obviously, the Warriors are running like 15 guys practically a night, but Curry does creep over into the 30s sometimes. Hopefully, he doesn't get stuck at 24 minutes or something if one of these guys is playing really, really good off the bench. But this is Curry against the Atlanta Hawks. This is a team he scored 60 points against last year. 60 in February, and then 25 back in January. So I do like his potential here to really go off. You can see the points allowed for Atlanta, 27th ranked, 119 points to be had against this team. And then 3-pointers made against this team, they're literally dead last, 16.7 threes against them per game. Absolutely ridiculous. And we obviously know Curry loves to shoot the threes. He's going to get a whole lot of his points from that 3-point line. So literally the best matchup in terms of 3-pointers, a really good matchup here in terms of points allowed. And he hit a 60 piece the last time he played these guys. I just need him to get 30 minutes. You know, they are 7.5-point favorites. They're at home. A lot of things pointing in the right direction to have a nice Steph Curry game. So hopefully he goes off. Hopefully he's cooking early and they kind of roll with him. His first half points, he never hits. He's more of a second half player. So hopefully this one stays relatively close, but really, really good matchup for Curry here going up against Atlanta. I know the normal hit rate here, not looking too great, but when you dive into it a little bit better, you can make it look a little bit better. Let's take a look at his market value here. The best over for Curry is that points line at 26, 52.46% chance to hit. Why is that? A couple books have him at 25.5 like Pinnacle, but they're super juiced on the over. So they're not at 26.5, they're at 26. That's where Pinnacle's kind of, predicting that he's probably going to get to. A lot of other books already at 26.5, so that's higher than 26. I like to see that. So good market value. And then RotoWire projection model, my favorite projection model out there. You can get 2 days free if you check out my links in the description here. Obviously the 21.5 points, absolutely play that if you can. But 26.25, that's a little bit over 26, and definitely closer to 26 than it is to 25, which is what he would need to sell this slip. So Curry, playing against Atlanta, coming off a 60 piece last year against this team. Hopefully you can replicate that. We don't need 60, we just need 26 or 27 points. That would be great. But he's gonna be our first over for the day, and let's move along to the next one. And then this moves perfectly into the next play here because it's kind of almost going to be like a correlated play to put into a nice 5 or 6 man slip. Draymond and Trae Young at 16.5 assists sounds pretty high, but we just saw Trae Young do 19 assists against Sacramento by himself. So anytime I see a combo line that someone can get by themselves, definitely want to look into it, and especially this one because it has great market value. And Draymond's at home, he assists better at home. Trey's obviously averaging like 11.5 assists a game. Doesn't have the best matchup here, but we know what he can do. This is looking pretty good. So let's take a look at both of their pages here. Draymond, over the last 5 games, he's getting at least 6 assists a game. Then you add the fact that this is a home game. If he can chip in with 6, 7, 8 assists even, dating back to last year when Curry had that 60 bomb against this team, he did have 8 assists. Great, assist matchup as well. So if Draymond can chip in with 5, 6, 7, 8 assists would be great. That's kind of an added boost. But we're really looking at Trae here to carry this line. 19 assists last game. Obviously, a couple stinkers in here. Doesn't have the best, kind of a middle of the road assist matchup in terms of point guards, but he has been cashing this consistently. And also away games. Yes, they're losing a decent amount of these games, but 4 of 6 games he's gone over this. 15, that's almost there right there. 12, 13, 8, and then 19. All these coming in away games. So really, really good potential here, especially considering, if Draymond's going to be feeding Steph Curry, or maybe Steph Curry's just cooking and Draymond's getting a few handoff assists, that's going to go in together. Kind of a nice correlation there. And then you talk about the market value here. An orange play, 53.6%. Really, really good market value here. So I like what I'm seeing here. Again, Trae could get this by himself. Hopefully Draymond has a pretty good game, feeding Steph Curry, and these play well together. So that's going to be the 4th play of the game, and let's keep it rolling. And then before we jump into one of our last plays on PrizePicks, I do want to shout out one of the new partners of the channel, ParlayPlay. When you use my code using RichPicks, you're going to get a deposit match up to $100 plus a $5 free game. And I do have a free slip for you guys, and it has Darius Garland in it. I know a lot of people lost money from Darius Garland yesterday, but he's a huge bounce back candidate. We're going to take a look at his outlier page. And then they also do boosted plays every single day. This was a Kraken player for the NHL. They take a lot of these plays that are very easy to hit, and then they boost the payouts a little bit. So I actually have ParlayPlay pulled up here. So like Jack right here, 1.42x on that. Giannis, his points, rebounds, and assists, they actually took one of the higher ones. You'll get a 2x part of this just by Giannis taking 50.5 points. He's in a great matchup today. A couple guys we talked about today, maybe not Halliburton, but Trae Young over his 9.5 assists. They're boosting that up. His normal line's at 10.5, so they're boosting that 9.5 play, a little bit easier to hit there. Steph Curry, 1.42x on 3.5 3-pointers made, going up against a team that gives up the most 3-pointers allowed per game. So they boost plays that are easier to hit. I roll with two mans over here, using one of these boosted plays, and then another play that I'm really liking. And the play I'm giving out for you guys today is going to be a, what is this, 3 whatever X, 620 for $68. That's a pretty good return, especially considering this is a boosted play. That's looking really, really good. And then Darius Garland, 18.5 points. I know he stunk it up yesterday, but look at the games he stunk it up or didn't hit this line. Every single game this year, pretty much, other than that first game, he's bounced back, hitting this over with ease. 23 points, 12 points here, and then 25 points, 11 points here, 39, 14 points here, 27. It's like a roller coaster. 17, 25. Now he has a huge stinker here. I expect him to go over this one. He's got a great matchup against the Pelicans. He's had 2 games against these guys. He did have a stinker and 14 points, but he had 27 against them. It's not like he can't do it. He's also at home where he rocks and rolls. 75% of games on the season, he's gone over this play, so 6 of 8 games. Really, really liking what I'm seeing. Also for ParlayPlay, guys, if you sign up for, today, you're going to get 2 free months. I'm not going to give it only one. I'm going to give 2 free months for anyone that signs up for ParlayPlay. Definitely check them out. Use the deposit match. Get the 2 free months of the Discord community. We have a whole bunch of fun in there. So just let me know when you guys sign up for ParlayPlay. Hit me up in the Discord. Hit me up in the comment section. I'll get back in touch with you. I want to give out free months, and you're going to get 2 if you sign up for ParlayPlay today. And I think this one has a really good, potential for cashing. This is like a 3.5x on a 2-man. Like what I'm seeing. And then moving along to the last play I'm going to talk about for PrizePicks, but I do have one more guy I do want to mention just because I think he's got a great matchup. But let's first talk about OG Anunoby here at 22.5 PRA for the full game. I think this is looking really, really good, especially consider no Miles McBride again for the 4th straight game. OG's been scoring well. He's been rebounding really well, and he has a really good matchup, especially for rebounding today. So let's take a look at his charts. How about, 10 games in a row he's cashed this? 10 of 14 games, 10 games in a row. In the beginning of the season, they weren't playing too well. They had to start meshing with Karl-Anthony Towns. Well, now they look a whole lot better, and they're going up against Phoenix. Again, rebounds allowed, 20th ranked. You see his rebounds, 5, 8, 8, 9, 6. If he can chip in with 8 rebounds or so, he really only needs to get us like 14 points, and he's definitely able to do that. So 22.5 PRA, looking really, really good here. In games without Miles McBride, like I mentioned, obviously no Precious, no Mitchell Robinson like they have been all season. But Miles McBride, the last 3 games, 34, 32 PRA, and then he crept over with 23, but that was a 30-point blowout against Washington where he only played 30 minutes, where everyone else that would be a normal amount of minutes, but on a Tom Thibodeau team, you're seeing more of these 38, 40 minutes for a guy like OG Anunoby. So really, really liking this one for OG, 22.5 PRA. The market value loves this too. It's the best line for PrizePicks, 52.37% chance to hit all these lines that have them up at 22.5, heavily favoring the over. Looks like Underdog's already at 23 as well. So that's looking really good, pointing in the right direction. I didn't actually take a look at Anunoby's market, his projection model. Yeah, they like the over here too, 23.17. Everything pointing in the right direction here. I would assume this gets bumped up throughout the day, but I think OG's in a really, really good spot, especially if he can get 5, 6, 7, 8 rebounds today. That would be huge for us. So that's going to be the last play for PrizePicks, but I still got one more guy to talk about. And that last guy is going to be Damian Lillard. Anytime someone's going up against Chicago, they're one of the worst defenses. They probably are the worst defense in terms of giving up stats out of the entire league. So Damian Lillard going up against Chicago, 36 PRA would be the way you could play it on PrizePicks. But I want to shout out Dabble here because they got him at 35.5, and Dabble has so much value, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous. Right now, it's early on in the day, and they have 54.8 lines, 54.67. They have a plenty of 54% to hit lines, and they're a fixed payout system like PrizePicks, but like Underdog, they pay 6x for 3-mans as opposed to 5x like PrizePicks does. They also pay a ton of money for 6-man plays, and they don't bump for correlation. So Dabble's been one of my favorites. They just came to my state, so definitely make sure or check that maybe they came to your state as well. But they're awesome. Use code RICHDFS when signing up. Again, I've shouted out a bunch of different partners. Just look at the links in the description. It's much easier to check them out there. But yeah, you can get him at 35.5 PRA. Everyone else 36, 36.5 on Betr and Underdog. A couple of these books, 36 over here. Anyone that's got him at 35, heavily favored on the over. So great market value over here on Dabble. And then real quick, taking a look at Damian Lillard. Obviously, Chicago gives up rebounds, points, assists, everything. He played him earlier on in the season. He had 28, 8, and 4 for 40 PRA. And also, this is a game that they can win. They haven't won a whole bunch of games, but when they do, by 8.5 points, which is the spread today, 45 and 45 PRA in both those games for Damian Lillard. So he looks looks pretty good, but I wanted to shout out Dabble just because they have a whole bunch of value. You can see right here on DG Fantasy, market value is absolutely thriving on Dabble. Same thing with Betr too. They also have a ton of market value, but even Dabble right now, a little bit more. So definitely check them out. Check out any of my sponsors of the channel, guys. I post plays for all of them. It's not just PrizePicks. I post Betr slips. I'm not going to go and click all of them just because I've already posted a few. I can't give out all my plays for free. But Betr slips, Underdog, Sleeper, Dabble, Fliff is a new one. Check out any of these guys. If you don't want to pay to be in the Discord and you want to join a cool community, just sign up using one of my codes. ParlayPlay. I'm giving out 2 months free again. Anyone else, 1 month free of the Discord. You can just check us out for a free month. Just got to use my code signing up and let me know so I can get you that free month. But we have a whole bunch of fun in here. Always talking sports, talking props, talking different lines, and we celebrate our wins together. When we lose, it's all in good fun. We make jokes, and you're laughing at the end of the day. But definitely a decent amount of fun here. And again, a whole bunch of value that we talk about throughout the whole day. So definitely check us out. Plenty of different ways to get in for free. This was the Dabble slip I gave out yesterday. That cashed for 6x on a 3-man. And again, really, really good value. Dabble's code RichDFS. So there are going to be different codes. Again, just check the link in the description. But the other ones I'm going to kind of throw out there today are going to be ParlayPlay. You're going to get 2 months free the Discord when you use ParlayPlay to sign up. It's code RichPicks for ParlayPlay. Get the bonus, get the deposit, and all that different stuff. And also for Wildcard Wednesday, it's on Sleeper. We got another Steph Curry discount. So this is making me feel a little bit scared about Steph's normal line here. But 20.5, he should cash. We talked about him as a video pick. He's got a great matchup here. And they're doing a deposit match up to $1,500. And I forgot to mention for Dabble, if you do want to sign up for Dabble, they give you $25 just for downloading the app. And all these ones you're going to get free months, and then ParlayPlay, I've said it multiple times, you're going to get for 2 free months. So that is going to do it for this one. Again, I know I mentioned all my sponsors, but it is important to get on multiple different sports books. They give us discounts all the times. PrizePicks is the least amount of discounts given out. They have Taco Tuesday, and they limit people very quickly, and then they have Flex Friday, which I'm also limited to $5 on. These other apps give discounts daily. Betr gives discounts daily. You want to be on these different apps. You don't have to play them every single time, every single day, but when they have a discount, a free square, in the Discord, we're always attacking that value. And I'm going to send a play, someone else is going to send their play, and you're going to be able to, take advantage of that as well. And they have deposit matches on top of that. So you definitely want to branch out beyond just PrizePicks. Obviously, PrizePicks is very fun, but take advantage of those deposit matches. I'm trying to get people in the Discord for free months all the time. You pretty much never have to pay if you keep signing up for codes, and it's going to be advantageous for you guys as well. So check us out. We continue to grow. We have a whole bunch of fun in there, and hopefully we cash out today. Good luck with all your bets. Leave the video a like, comment something down below, subscribe if you are new. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more plays. Peace out.